Hey guys, it's Teitsort with DT4EMS and an episode of Chronicles of a Culture Changer. I'm here at Cabell County EMS, and I will tell you, I've had an awesome time here. We're just finishing up the initial portion of this instructor class that we've got going on here, but I've had a blessing beyond blessings, and I would like to introduce you guys to Dustin Hazelett. And I've met him. He's one of the most humble guys that I've come across, but there's something interesting about him, and that is that Dustin used to be a pro MMA fighter, and not just any pro, but actually was in the UFC, and he's now a paramedic. And when we were finishing the class, I asked him if he would mind, talking a little bit about what we do in the DT4EMS and the message that we're trying to say for EMS and nursing and the fire guys on the fire scene. And then coming from a guy who could destroy me, I mean, he is just an absolute wealth of knowledge and is literally a humble, incredible fella. And so, Dustin, if you don't mind, what did you think after the end of the 16 hours of the program that we're teaching to paramedics and EMTs?
I think it's great. I think it's very functional stuff, and it has been trimmed down to what is really necessary for defense and escaping and evading. You see a lot of these self-defense programs that teach a lot of stuff that doesn't really work, or that is dangerous, or that can very badly injure the patient or attacker, because sometimes you don't know if it's a confused patient or a drug addict that's attacking you. I think it's great, and I think it's a shame that something like this or something like this isn't taught in EMT school and paramedic school. It should be mandatory.
Well, and now you got a chance at the end of this, and I asked you as a favor, and actually I brought it because I knew you were going to be here, and I felt you would probably be a great person to play our bad guy in the fist suit. So when we were done with some of the scenarios in the training, you made a comment on how well the people did, and what did you think on how they did?
They did a lot better than I thought they would, because we've only been doing, this is 16 hours in now, and I was winging haymakers at them and straight punches and grabbing them, and they were able to pull off the techniques a lot better than I thought they would.
In a short amount of time. So you imagine how they'll be if they practice for just a little bit.
Yeah.
But so with the like with everything from like our bear hug escapes or ground escapes or the basic ground defense, or like even something like silly as what seems silly until people train with it, does the double tap even make sense when you really break it down as to what it is?
Yeah, it does make sense. And most of the times that I've had somebody assault me on the job, it's been
a straight line shot.
They'll shove you in the chest, or they'll start by that, and so that you just parry it right out of the way.
And here's the thing, guys, if you've been following us for very long, you know that we face this battle. We fight a battle all the time, and that battle of the pendulum. People either think they need to be a ninja in order to defend themselves, or they think that they're not allowed to defend themselves at all. And so what humbles me is someone who, all jokes aside, I've been picking his brain left and right on every break, have I not? And it's like, I am so honored as the founder of DT4EMS to have someone like this moving into our Train the Trainer program, because as a former professional fighter, when I first got to meet him and I said, hey, what got you into EMS? And he said, when he was done with fighting, it just was no longer fulfilling anymore, and he was, wanted to find something he wanted to do to help people. And so see, folks, that speaks volumes. A lot of these pros that I've met, the people that are some of the most tough, both mentally, physically, whether they be former military elite, former military, our soldiers coming home that are now in EMS and stuff like that, some of the most incredibly talented people are some of the most humble ones, willing to give of themselves and continue to give of themselves to help the public. So coming from a pro fighter, he's telling you that what we're sharing with DT4EMS for self-defense, mission specific, was pretty effective.
Yeah.
Works well.
And I think the best part of it for me is the classroom portion. The hands-on stuff was great, but the classroom portion, not getting into those situations, the difference between a patient and an attacker is something that we've been going over more here and trying to work better with police here about. But that's something this is the first place I've been. I've worked a few places. This is the first place I've been that's even addressed that issue, and I think that's great. And then trying to strip back the machismo and bravado that we all feel like, oh, well, I can't let this guy hit me or anything. For me, I'm just like, get a drunk person, don't want to go, hey, I'm not a cop,
That's it.
I'm not here to take you anywhere you don't want to go, and I think that's I think
So
that
going back
more
to the
than
great
anything
customer
said
service,
anything.
the whole idea of great customer service, why we got into this business to begin with, which was caring for people.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't join this to be a fighter, and so now you have a guy that was a fighter that if he got into EMS to want to fight, that why to do this to not get paid for when he could get paid for being a fighter?
Yeah.
So that was another great thing. He was like, look, I'm not getting paid for this. You guys, I thank you so much for watching these episodes of Chronicles of a Culture Changer. I hope you know that I've been like a kid in the candy store here in West Virginia. Every time I've come, this state has been so kind to me, and I've met a wonderful group of people. And we'll try to keep this one enough short, or finish it up just to say, man, brother, thank you so much for coming. You're awesome.
No,
Thank you so
for
much.
coming.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon.